Is astrology-powered AI copy bad for business? That's something we're going to explore today in response to a YouTube video where one of my Facebook ads was featured in a bit of a takedown moment. Let's dive into whether or not we should be using astrology and AI to inform our copywriting. I'm obviously going to be arguing in favor, but I'd love to hear what you think as well after you've listened to my thoughts. So, a bit of a backstory. A few weeks ago, I developed a new resource and I wanted to run some ads to it to help it get to more people. And we set up some things to make it happen. To be clear, the first round of my ads didn't do very well. And that's because ads are not a sure thing. And I have always said that throughout my marketing experience. Ads don't always work. There's a lot of guessing and testing that goes on before you find the best approach. So we're really only in the preliminary stages of advertising this new resource that I developed. But something else happened instead. Last week, an astrologer friend of mine told me that my ad had been featured on a popular astrology channel with some highly respected astrologers on YouTube. And it turns out it wasn't mentioned in a completely fun and positive way. You'll see the video in the description box if you want to watch and get the context of what was said. But here's my take. And this was just, 1 minute in the stream that was a 2-hour long video and a very intensive and informative video on the Venus star point, which is a really interesting and quite complex astrological sequence to do with the conjunctions of Venus and the Sun. The video was talking about the themes that arise when these star points happen, and there's one coming up soon in Gemini. And AI is a big theme that's coming through. In steps my ad for Astro-powered AI copy prompts. So the host used the image of my ad and said it was promoting a service that would copyright based on your big 3 astrology placements. To clarify, that's not what the resource is. And I want to be really clear about this because one of the industries or jobs most impacted by AI is copywriting. And I'm not here to make it worse at all. And I am still a copywriter. So obviously, I want things to go well for us copywriters. But here's the thing. I am a human astrologer and a copywriter, and I use AI as a tool, just like many other online business owners. I use and I recommend AI as an assistant because it can do things in minutes that previously would take us hours or days or even months to do. Things like reviewing pages of customer research or summarizing astrological archetypes and astrological research. Using AI in this way can make copywriting in your business a whole lot easier, but it's only as effective as the questions that you ask, the prompts that you give the system. Hence, my resource and the ad for it. Do I use AI copy word for word? No. And that's because it often sounds like a word salad. As another copywriter, Ashlyn Carter, I've heard her say this a few times, you can smell an AI or a ChatGPT word salad from a mile off. You need to know how to make those words feel more grounded, feel more embodied, like words from an actual human, because there are certain phrases and terms or words that ChatGPT will spit out on the regular. And you have to make sure that your end product doesn't sound like ChatGPT wrote it. It needs to sound like you wrote it. And that's why you work with that copy. That is just a first draft. It is very helpful at getting you a first draft. Whereas before you might have been looking at the blank page. And that's why I think it's so powerful. And that's why I think astrology is such an amazing tool that you can then incorporate into AI or use alongside an AI tool like ChatGPT, because that's going to pull out some interesting archetypal information that you can use to get a stronger tone of voice, to tap into your values, the way that you want to speak, the way that you want to showcase yourself. And it's super helpful when you're using these prompt-like scenarios in ChatGPT to create a bit of a formula for yourself, like a report. This is how you can work with this technology to generate an amazing tone of voice document for you to work with when you're rewriting your website copy or when you're getting ready to write another email. You can create a bit of a formula for yourself that keeps you on track, and a template that keeps you on track. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect when ChatGPT spits it out. You still have to work on it, just like any other. Like, think of it as like a junior copywriter in your team, a junior marketer in your team. They're going to give you something that needs a bit of finessing. It's not going to be quite right yet. And it's your job to be able to work with that copy or to work with an expert to up-level that copy. So the type of work that needs to be done to ensure that it sounds like you comes down to using words the way that you use them. You using your kind of cadence, the way that you naturally speak, the way the words flow, your style. The AI can replicate some of this, but it doesn't have it all figured out just yet. So we are still ahead of that, and we need to stay ahead of that. And importantly, as astrologers, we need to be aware that ChatGPT can give us surprisingly powerful archetypal information. It knows the star signs because it gathers the information. Does that mean it's always going to be spot on accurate? No. You need to use your discretion as an astrologer, as a copywriter, to make sure that the information that you're getting is correct. And this is why it doesn't work on its own in a vacuum without human intervention. We, as the experts, need to make that stuff work. With the right setup and pre-work, ChatGPT can help you come up with some really powerful and simple ways of explaining planetary influences on our personality and even transits. It can give me some archetypal information that I can use, that I can then develop on, that I can iterate on, that I can find the nuance in. You know, I have to find the nuance in the client chart and in the copy. It is not as straightforward as just getting the answers spat out to me by the robot. When we're thinking about whether or not astrology and AI can be useful together, and we're worried about things like, is AI weakening astrology, or is AI giving us, you know, for lack of a better word, crappy astrology? Well, often I think the answers that you get on ChatGPT can be just as good, if not better, than looking in an astrology cookbook, you know, and this is not to denigrate any of the amazing astrologers that have worked on those books where they, you know, the explanation of the star signs, explanation of the planets, explanation of the houses, those are all amazing books. And obviously AI has been influenced by all of that content that's already been created. But I don't think that it's spreading bad astrology. I think that it's giving us an opportunity to do better astrology, to go further than the cookbook level. And that's really exciting. I am going to be running a cosmic copy class very soon to walk you through how I use things like ChatGPT and up-level them with some copywriting skill and some astrology skill as well. So you can access my astro-powered AI prompts for better copywriting. You can absolutely access those. There will be a link in the show notes and a link in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. But I am going to be running the Cosmic Copy class very soon, and this is going to take it further than ChatGPT can. This is where we're going to use the information provided by ChatGPT to take the copy to the next level, to show you how to work with this in a productive, practical, and really powerful way in your business, so that you, don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to write from scratch anymore. This is the power of AI and using astrology combined. You know, it gives you something to work with, but you need to know how to work with it and what to leave out and what to add in. This is giving you a little bit of the extra ingredients to make a better salad. A much tastier salad than the word salad that you will get from ChatGPT. So if you would like to join me for the Cosmic Copy class, I will also have a link to that in the show notes for this. I would love to see you there. Let's take this up. Let's take this up a notch. Let's really dive deep into building on what we can do with ChatGPT and with our astrology chart, with the insights that we get from our astrology chart, because it's super powerful to be able to combine these together and add to that. I'm also going to put my response to the video in the show notes, or I'm linking to the video, the original video that has prompted this chat today. It is not bad. I just want to clarify, there's nothing bad about the video itself. These are amazing astrologers and I have full respect for them. I just wanted to respond to the way that my ad was represented in the video, because I don't feel that it was adequately explained what I'm trying to do, or it was misinterpreted what I'm trying to do with both astrology and copywriting and AI. So check that out if you're interested. I think we have some amazing things to do now, especially with all of this, with Gemini, wordy communication energy coming through, this Jupiter and Gemini energy coming through. I did my last episode on Jupiter and Gemini through all of the signs. So if you haven't watched that, go and check that out soon, or now preferably. And I have a whole other episode on copywriting and astrology and how they work beautifully together. So if you're interested in this, go and check that one out too. Have a wonderful week, and I'll be back really soon.